Have it out 10, David get 10, get 10, give $8, $8, 8, now 9, now go number to bid 9. Who get $20 for the pair? I am 20, 20, get 20, get 20, get $10, 10 to be at 10, David get 10, who get $5, 5, 7.5, 7.5 now 10, David get 10, now 12.5 to get 12.5, you're out 12.5, 12.5 to get 12.5, 10, 12.5 to get $11, 10 now 11 bid $11, $11, 10, 11 bid 11, anybody else $11, 10, 11 sold, $10 over here. Number 106 is the buyer. Thank you very much.
Watch PCN's coverage of Pennsylvania politics and policy, history and culture, sports, and more with the PCN app. Stream live events and video on demand in HD from your favorite device. Go to PCNTV.com to start streaming today.
Gentlemen, to 2016 Pennsylvania Farm Show, the 100th anniversary of the Farm Show. Got a little pyrotechnics going on. Maybe first time there was a fire for a reason out here in the middle of the arena. They're going to bring out all the riders, the rough stock, the ropers. Everybody is coming out. Line them up, introduce them to the crowd. We saw an exciting show earlier today. We saw arena record set here in this arena, a 1.7 in the roping. We saw barrel racing that was greatest performance of barrel racing I've ever seen anywhere at any rodeo. And I look forward to more and even better tonight. My name is Frank Moore. It's a pleasure to be with you. Here tonight with me is Casey.
The senior barrel racing.
You got it.
Arnold. I always have to stop. Keonta DiCola. I've worked on that. I've got that down. And very sorry, my good friend Mr. Bill Allison can't be with us tonight, but we had the one man that can and has some knowledge of the rodeo arena, Mr. Clovis Crane. How did you guys enjoy the earlier show?
Man, it was pretty wild. There was a lot of try, a lot of grit, and the kids did a fantastic job. It was exciting to be here. I'm excited to be back for the night performance.
Yeah, it was very exciting. We heard Chip Ridgely, our arena announcer, talk up the kids from the earlier performance, and the breakaway was definitely the highlight for me and for a lot of other people as well. Cammie Landolfi roped her calf in a 1.72. That's just unheard of. You know, it happens very rarely, and that would hold anywhere in the country.
Yeah, that was an exciting moment. It was one of those things where it just all worked out in the right place at the right time. And then to finish the rodeo off, we had a qualified ride and a bull ride. And at the very last of the rodeo, everybody was on their feet clapping and cheering. And Brady Randolph came through and had a qualified ride. So it capped the afternoon off very well.
And that was an exciting performance. It was great, and that's when the nerves are still going on those kids. That's when they're still nervous. Now they've had that chance. They've got the breather in the arena. They've calmed down. Boy, I'll tell you what, we may see some exciting times tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see. I know for the barrel racing especially, we had a lot of kids in the 16. Mariah Simondale took the lead with that with a 15-second run. And, you know, the ground has a lot to do with this sport, and I think the ground's just going to get faster for this performance. So I look to see a few more sub-16-second barrel runs, and I hope to see some more catches in the breakaway and hopefully get some more bulls covered than we did, even though Brady did an awesome job and covered the last bull.
He did an awesome job. We'll say real quickly that the livestock here is all provided by Red Eye Rodeo out of Shell Knoll Arena down there, Mr. Ernie Hostetter. Great stock he brought here all the way through. All the animals are fit. They're healthy. You can tell their bellies are full, and those animals are athletes. The bulls especially were real good. I happened to be here when they bucked the broncs earlier. Good pen of broncs that we'll see here tonight. We'll see some saddle broncs, one bareback rider. I think it's going to be very good. But we did talk about the ground. Now, we talked off air about this, that we remember years ago when horses used to slide and fall in here, and it was actually a very bad arena, a dangerous arena to perform in. They've done a lot to bring up this arena in the farm show. It's a nice, beautiful dirt, and it obviously lent itself to fast times earlier.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think the ground has gotten better over the years, and, you know, like I said, I'm hoping that it
safe conditions, fast times, have a lot of fun. Everybody gets to try hard, and even honest arena where you get to just show what you can do.
Yeah. They are they're introducing all the riders and all the competitors, and they also just announced and recognized the cinch team members. There's a special team of kids that represent the association out at the National High School Finals. So they had the cinch team members step forward, and then they also had the 2016 graduating class of PHSRA.
All right, and we're going to pitch to Mr. Chip Ridgely here for our national anthem.
You reflect on a lot of things. As cowboys and cowgirls, we believe if that old banner could talk, if Old Glory could speak to us, she'd probably say something that goes like this. I was born on the 4th of July back in 1776, and in cowboy talk, I was sure enough bred right. Because the Declaration of Independence, well, that's my birth certificate. I am many things and many people. I'm America. I'm over 250 million people, and the ghost of millions who have lived and died for me. I remember the Alamo, the Maine, and Pearl Harbor. When freedom calls, I answer, and I stay until it's over. Over there, I've left my heroic dead in Flanders Field, on the rock of Corregidor, on the bleak slopes of Korea, the steaming jungles of Vietnam, and the windy deserts of the Persian Gulf. Friends, I'm the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm the grass country of the West, the Golden Gate, and a small child playing cowboys and Indians in a large metropolitan city. Friends, I'm the nation's capital, and I'm a library. I'm the World Series, and yes, a high school rodeo. Friends, I was conceived in freedom, and God willing, in freedom is where I'll spend the rest of my days. May my people always keep the integrity, the courage, and the speech to keep me free and a beacon of hope to the rest of the world. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know me as the red, white, and blue stripes of the great United States of America. Thank you, my friends. As Emily takes her spot, as Old Glory should be in the center, we're going to turn the microphone over to the lady that set that arena record in the breakaway opening earlier, Miss Cammie Landolfi. And I'd like to ask everybody to please join in our Cowboys and Contestants prayer before we get started here tonight.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day and waking us all to a new morning this morning. Whether we're competitors or people watching this rodeo, I thank you for the opportunity to do it all. And I thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who you sent into this world and who rose again 3 days later, that we could conquer death with him and that we can live in eternity with you. And I praise you and thank you for the soldiers fighting for our country so that we can live and be free and do the things that we love. And thank you for their bravery and how they work so hard in the sacrifice. And I pray that we don't ever take that for granted. I pray for safety over all the competitors and the animals this day. And your will be done. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, young lady. We appreciate that. Now, if you're not already standing, I'd like to ask everybody here to stand. And if, guys, if you got a hat on, go ahead and remove it. You know, it doesn't happen in this country very often, and we're going to start a new tradition here tonight. This is not American Idol. I don't care if you can hold a note or not, but you should know every word to this next song. So join in these kids here in High School Rodeo with our favorite song, The Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our former Pennsylvania high school student, Whitney Pickett, with the national anthem. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that.
Fantastic there. I always love one of my favorite parts of all the rodeos. Right there, national anthem. Prayer beforehand. Beautiful job of singing. So we're going to bring all the contestants out of the arena, and I believe we are moving down to the bareback end, down to the bronc riding end of the arena down here. I see horses up in the chutes. We'll be moving down there.
Yep, we can see the kids all leaving the arena. Whitney Pickeno was the young lady who shared the national anthem with us, and Cami Landolfi led us in prayer.
Wow, what a fantastic job they did. That was really beautiful.
Yep.
It was wonderful, and now we're getting some of the shots from around the arena. This crowd, I tell you what, every time the first show, this place is packed to the gills. This is one of the biggest crowds for the second performance I believe I've ever seen at the PA Farm Show, and we've been here a number of years doing this.
Yeah, I actually got text messages from friends that said that they are not going to make it. They came all the way up here and couldn't get in. They said, we're not fighting the parking. So, you know, I think the weather has a lot to attribute to that. It's been fairly nice out and not real bad weather today. So people are coming out to watch what we have going on here.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. I don't think I've ever seen a bigger crowd in this arena than there is right now. There's electric in the air. Kids are ready to rock. You can see them jostling around in their boots, and everybody's pretty excited. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, this is very good. You know, I'm looking at the crowd, and I'm thinking, boy, I don't know if I ever rode in front of a crowd this big, even myself. I quickly want to tell us our judges for tonight who are going to be working down there on the floor, and these guys deserve a lot of credit for doing this. Roger Walter, Short Pontius, and Mike Rainier will all be sharing in the duties of the judges tonight. For the bronc riders, I also want to put out there, we have a husband and wife team, Mouse and Amy Godfrey. I'm going to not tell Mouse this over the air, but she's a little better cowboy than he is when it comes to being out there. I've worked with Mouse a long time as a pickup man. So, and we're moving down. I guess we're going to start with the bareback horse right down here. And David Brittenham, tell us about bareback riding. You've been on a couple, haven't you, Clovis?
Yeah, I've been on thousands and thousands of bareback horses, and it is by far the most physically demanding event in rodeo. And, you know, you basically strap your hand into a suitcase handle that's way too small and pray that it doesn't come out, and try to make as pretty a ride as you can.
All right, we're going to hear from this cowboy.
Bareback riding.
I've been riding bareback horses for 3 years now.
What's been the biggest challenge in learning to do that race?
Most of it's been keeping my hips underneath me and keeping my feet up in their neck.
What kind of horse do you use during that race?
We use bucking horses. They just sit there and most of them should go straight down the pen. Some of them will turn back, some of them won't.
So how long have you managed to ride one of those?
I've managed to ride them, most of them 8 seconds.
Yeah, very good. Cowboy right there. We're going to take him down the bucket chutes, and it is pretty much as you see there. It's a rigging. It's like a suitcase handle. You jam your hand up in there, lean back, and you must be over the point of the shoulders with your spurs when it comes out.
8-second ride, that's the name of the game, and try to make it look as pretty as you can, but above all else, get your animal covered for the 8 seconds.
And 8 seconds seems like a short amount of time until you're down there on one, doesn't it?
Oh boy, it's an eternity when you're going through it in actual reality.
Well, I can't imagine being in front of a crowd this big. I remember many times I thought, I think they forgot to start the buzzer. Somebody forgot to.
Well, you're tying your one arm to a 1,200 pound animal, and they're bucking and trying to do everything they can to get you on the ground. and it darn sure takes its toll on your shoulder and your forearm, and it can the rest of your body if things don't go very well too.
You know, I always think that of any of the sports, and bull riding is a dangerous sport, this one I think guys get hurt worse in this event than any other event. Just the riding takes its toll on the body physically.
I think there's more bumps and bruises and just sore. As a bareback rider, you're never not sore. You know, I've been several times circuit champion bareback rider, and even when you're riding good and everything's going good, you're fit and in the prime of your prime shape, you're still going to get sore whether you like it or not. And that's just the way that it is. It's something that, as a bareback rider, you learn to deal with. The bull riding, you darn sure suffer a lot more breaks and massive injuries. But the bareback riding is more just sore and beat up. And, you know, it gets your muscles tired.
Great shot there from our PCN camera crew, the Pennsylvania Cowboy Network, here today with us. Great footage. I believe that's Boomer down there on the chutes, and he's getting those shots. Great job, young man.
David slides up to his rig and gets real tight, marks his horse out well, making a decent ride on a nice little horse going down through the pen. Good job, Cowboy. Made an 8-second qualified ride.
Get a very good look at Mouse Godfrey moving right in there. Amy keeping that horse pushed up for him.
Pulling his hand out of the rigging, and Mouse Godfrey got him off of the horse. Needs to work on his get off a little bit, but one way or the other, he's pretty excited he got him a qualified ride.
He was excited. He was looking to get to that ground.
Lo and behold, he's going to be the champion here. He got that accomplished.
Look here at his ride.
Starting to do some short little chops. He's progressing in his riding as the years have come along. He's starting to make some short chops. As you come along, he'll make longer and more deliberate chops at that horse. But that's pretty good for coming along where he's at.
He's going to be 71 points on the ride. Congrats to David Brittingham. What a great way to start the performance.
Man, that's a legitimate 71-point ride. That was very good.
That was an outstanding ride anywhere. As you say, it takes a long time to start getting confidence in your upper body, your arm, your free hand, your legs. It all takes a long time for it all to come together. You just got to stay at it. He's definitely got a good start on it with the high school association here.
Yeah, the bareback riding is an interesting thing. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on, but when you're actually doing it, there are so many things going on. And actually, as you progress in your riding and you get better, you learn how many more things there are going on than you thought there were in the beginning. And he's beginning to find out those little things. But this is a little bit different event. This is a saddle bronc riding, where a guy rides an association saddle with a buck rein, and essentially the same rules apply. One hand on the rein, the other hand in the air. Mark the horse out, and 8-second ride is what you're looking for.
This is Tad Piccino. He's a 17-year-old senior. He comes down before the buzzer. He's going to get a no score.
Boy, that ground comes up fast and bites you. It doesn't feel very good, I promise you that.
There, and his boot comes flying off. We'll tell you, we've seen this before, and what you do when you ride saddle broncs, you wear a pair of boots that are a little big for you. You put some baby powder down in there, make sure that thing pops off and doesn't get hung in the stirrup.
Yep, he got lucky that his boot did come off there. He'd have been hung in that stirrup and been in a lot worse situation. Come close to getting stepped on. If his boot would have hung in that stirrup a little bit longer, he would have swung under that horse and really got stepped on.
Yep,
like I say, thank goodness for he was wearing the proper equipment. He did a good job of doing that.
We'll see Tad a little bit later. He works both ends of the arena. He doesn't just ride saddle broncs, but he does calf roping and team roping. And we saw him have quite a great performance earlier today as well.